Hey everyone, I'm back today to show you my everyday makeup routine, and so if you're interested, just stick around and I'm going to go through step by step what I do to get the look you see here and also how to keep it all day long. So just stay tuned. So I've already done my eye makeup and you can see it's just very simple liner and a little mascara. So now I'm ready to just get started on my regular face makeup. I wear primer every single day. Now, you don't have to wear primer all the time. If you're not going to be wearing makeup for more than 5 hours, 6 hours, you should be fine. If you have a lot of scarring or fine lines or just anything that any irregularities in the face, it's better to wear primer. It'll just make your makeup application much smoother and much simpler. I like to wear it just for the longevity of my makeup. If I don't wear primer every day, my makeup tends to wear off. So I'm using Smashbox Photo Finish oil-free primer, and I just use one pump. Now, you can apply this with a brush or with your hand. I like to use a brush just because I feel like I get a better application. So I'm using a flat foundation brush. It's the 190 from MAC. And I just put a little on my brush, do the top of my forehead, all down one side, all down the other side, into the hairline, of course. You don't want to get, you want your makeup over there to stick. Down the nose, to the side. I'm always like a little extra careful on this side because I have a scar that I want to make sure that gets covered good. Then into the cheeks. I go under my eye too just because I feel like it makes my concealer stick better. But I don't know if that's good for you or not. I feel like I don't care enough to find out. I don't want to know. You probably shouldn't. So that's it. Whatever is left over, just get around your face. Don't forget, the lip area. Okay, and that's good. Makeup Forever HD Foundation. My color is number 120, and I think it's sand, but I'm not positive. Don't shake this foundation. It's not going to go on well. But as long as you put it on, as long as you shake it up first, should be fine. Same thing, I use one pump. And I use the same brush because I don't really care. I wash my brushes every evening before I go to bed. All my face brushes, I wash them out. So if I have a little bit of primer on it, I don't really care. It's fine with me. And I start the same way. Up, down, over on one side. So what I do is I keep the same side for the makeup application. So yeah, I have to use a real mirror. And then I use the other side to buff. Okay, excellent. Down the nose, on the cheeks. This foundation, you have to kind of work fast with it because it dries really quickly. So I don't recommend putting it like all over the face and then dabbing it on. I recommend doing one section at a time. Just make your application a lot easier. Now, I've seen people apply this different ways. I've seen them work from the outside in. I prefer to go from the inside out. I just find that it's easier to spread it on that way, and you get the coverage where you need it, not so much like in places, like I don't need that much in my hairline or anything like that. I just find that I get more in my hair if I start from the outside. So nobody wants that. So the next thing I do is concealer. I'm pretty good for now. I have like one little scab here. Not really a scab, but you know what I mean. So for that I use Revlon Photo Ready. Can you see like a trend here? All photo style face makeup. And my color is number 002 Light Pale. It's just a stick concealer. This has been talked about a lot on YouTube. Everybody really likes it. It's a good value for what it is. So I'm going to use this 316 brush. It's like kind of a small, precise lip brush. And what I do is I rub it on my hand to warm it up. Then take the brush over it. Anywhere I have like a funny spot or anything like that, just buff that in. And I just use my ring finger a little bit to tap it. under my nose. I'm almost certain this is a lip brush, but I don't care. Okay, done. Then I do my under eye circles, and been using my Bobbi Brown, excuse me, corrector concealer in light bisque. Looks just like that. It's a nice salmon color. And I like to use this Mally Beauty brush that I got in a set that my mom gave me. So one side is like a regular concealer, like, I don't know, greasy brush. I don't know what to call it. And the other side is a fluffy blending brush. And I just take the product side, grab that, and just very gently dab it all under my eye, into this stuff here around the waterline. I try to concentrate it more in the inner corner, and I find that saves me better. And then I take the other end like this and just buff it very softly in. And then what you can do is take your ring finger, as long as it's clean, and just tap it to conceal completely. Done. So now I'm pretty much ready for my day. My face is nice and fresh and clear. My under eye circles are concealed. Any other blemishes under my nose and stuff is all good. So that's awesome. So now it's time to add some color. And I start by contouring my cheekbones, the top of my forehead, a little bit around the nose, and yeah, that's it. And I'm using a Bobbi Brown bronzing powder. My neck color is number 1 natural. You can see I've hit the pan. Like, I love this stuff. It works great. And I'm just going to use a contour brush. This is a 168 from MAC. So it's like the angle brush. I don't know why I'm holding it like that. That's weird. This thing is the best. If you're looking for a contour brush, and you have a little bit of money to burn, because this one's not that cheap, get it. This one is the best one I've ever used. It's the perfect size, and the length of the brush is just great for the angle that you need to, get into that hollow of your cheek. So I just tap most of the bronzing powder off. I don't go too nuts with this stuff. And then I get up into my hairline, so I make sure that I get all these like sideburn hairs out of the way. I go right under my cheekbone. And then, get that nice 3D look. And then I take it this way, up and down, and blend it out all the way. Just add a little more here. So you see the difference? I mean, I have like a little bit of definition in my cheeks, but I mean, it just makes a huge, huge difference when you add a little contour powder. I go over it a little bit more just to show you. Sometimes I go down too, if I feel like it, if I want like Keira Knightley cheeks. But I don't usually do that. That does that. Then I'm going to do my blush and highlighter. And I'm trying to get the hang of using this NARS multiple in Orgasm, so I'm going to use it in this video. So I just take a dual fiber brush, so I'm using the 187. I just dip it, kind of like paint the brush with it, like this. And yeah, that's good. Tap off like the excess glitter and stuff. And then the cool thing about this product is it is a highlighter and it's very sheer. So you can use it basically, the way I use it is as a base for my blush. And I start high though, so that I don't have to go back over it with highlighter. So I can get this section all nice and sheer, a little shiny, and make it pop really, but I don't have to use a third product. So that saves me a little bit of time. And I'm just gonna tap it very gently, because I'm only using this as a base. I'm not using it as the blush itself, even though it's pretty dark right now. I'm pretty surprised. Get that in there. Huge. Saves you so much time when you're trying to get ready in the morning. And then I'm going to add a little bit more blush just to my cheeks themselves. And I'm using Deep Throat from NARS. And I'm just going to use like a big fluffy brush. I don't have at the moment like a great blush brush, but I like to use this flat fluffier one. And I just kind of get it on there. And the great thing about the multiple too is that it really clings to the blush. So you can get, I don't usually wear this much, but just so you can see what it looks like. So it'll show up on the light, in the light on the camera. It really makes a huge difference though. And now my face is basically done. The last thing I do, if I don't run out of time, is I apply a little tiny bit of highlighter. And I'm using this cream eyeshadow. And this one is like from a no-name brand, but it's called Gold Glow. Basically what it is a very, very sheer white gold cream shadow. I'm just going to use like my pinky, my ring finger to get this on. You can see it's just like, there's no real color to it at all. It's basically just shimmer. And it's great for this specific thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it right here on the bridge of my nose. Just like that. A tiny bit. You don't need that much. I don't even bother with my cheeks because I already did them. Take a little more. Go into the brow. Go into this brow. Right in the inner corner. And the Cupid's bow. Okay, sweet. Now, before I do my lips, is I powder. And for daytime, I like to use a protective sunscreen powder. So I'm using this Shiseido SPF 34 powder foundation. And this also provides more coverage. So I just take a powder brush. This is a 136 brush. It's actually discontinued. I got this from like my mom or something. She gave it to me. But you can get other ones like the 150, I think, is also a powder brush. You know, whatever. I get my T-zone down my nose. And it's okay. Like it's still, your highlighter will still show up. My chin. And that's it. And that's my everyday look. The very last thing I do is I add my lips. I'm using just this Clinique Chubby stick. Sometimes I do other stuff, but usually I just do a very light gloss conditioning balm for the fall. And I'm all set. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.